Hi, I'm Thak of Thak Ironworks. Welcome to my shop. Okay, let's dispense with pleasantries and get right down to business, shall we? In our previous video, I made this little Odin head here, and I said at that point in time, I think I'd like to make it into a shovel handle. I'd like to make a beefier shovel for my coal fire, digging into the coal and stuff like that. So we're gonna work on the handle here, and then I'm also going to, got it here, I made a template for a shovel, and I've cut out a piece of 1/8" steel, so I want to do something really heavy duty. So let's begin. And here are all my chisels. This is actually not all my chisels, just a little handful of them. I just grabbed an assortment of different shapes, and I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. I'm really kind of just jamming, and I'm just going to start throwing down some different designs and stuff like that and see what I come up with. But you can see, if the camera is actually focusing in on this nice and tight, the various shapes here, like specifically something like this half-round chisel here, which will allow us to do some pretty interesting designs. But enough chit-chat, let's begin. And we begin. I'm going to start just with a coal chisel, and I will start with just doing some horizontal cuts, create a little bit of a band. I welded an extra long piece onto this bar so I can hold it between my legs. I only need about a foot, 12 inches that is, below the head to where it attaches to the shovel. So not a whole lot of space there, but by adding extra length, I can just keep stretching it out here, holding it between my legs, which was the method I used when I worked alone, and I still find it the most convenient way, rather than having someone hold stuff for me. Some people find it a little awkward and even scary, but you can move past that. All right, so there we have it. I just did a whole variety of different things here, and it's just kind of a hodgepodge. I think it's pretty interesting. I just did basically the front side of it. I could spend a lot more time, do a lot more detail, but for purposes of the video, I think you guys get the idea, and I'll get Eric to come in here with some really tight close-ups after, but you can see you can have a lot of fun with this, and you know, just kind of doodle. So that's it for the handle. I'll be forging out where it attaches to the shovel itself, but while that cools off, I'm going to get started on the shovel itself. So let's do that. All right, so I've got my Newman block here, a swage block, and I've got my holder so that I can get it in place here, and now I'm just going to start dishing this in. So I'm going to start this shovel with some dishing, and then I'm going to move over to raising, and let's just see how this turns out. I don't know that I've ever done a shovel quite this thick. Okay, that is about it. And I'm just finishing off, getting a little fine tuning on here. I'm not gonna fuss over this thing too much. It's just gonna be my coal shovel. Oh, it can be a little bit crude. I think you get the idea of shape. I just wanted to go with something really curvy, kind of a sexy sort of shovel, I guess. Now what I need to do is cut off my handle at the appropriate length and forge out a flat spot that we can rivet it on. So I will do that. Okay, so I just need to flatten out the end of this, but I'm actually gonna put a tiny little point on before I do that. Kind of a blunt point like that. Now I'm going to flatten out. Where's my shovel? My meaty shovel. That's kind of a cool shape. Get another heat on there, put a bend in it. Just gonna sharpen up my profile slightly here. Ah, it's close enough. So I'll just bend that down on, I don't know, about a 45. This is gonna be a beefy shovel, I'll tell you that. All right, there it is. I'm gonna go for lunch. When I come back, we'll drill some holes and rivet that together, finish this off. Assembly. So I've gone ahead and drilled 3 1/4-inch holes here in this configuration. And then what I've done is plotted out where my bottom hole is and just drilled just that one. And I'll show you why in a second. I figured you didn't need to see that drilling process. I'm gonna put a rivet in now. I've got a 1/4-inch rivet that is 3/4 inches long, and that should be sufficient material. And I'm gonna put the head on the back with the upsetting portion happening inside the shovel here. Let's see if we can get a camera in there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start upsetting the rivet using the flat part of the ball peen, and then I'm going to switch to the ball peen. And what I'm doing is skating the hammer off the edge of the rivet here and creating a nice faceted head there. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. So that is the first rivet in place there, and now I just want to snug that up. I'm just trying to line things up and get this thing centered, more or less. Now I can go back to the drill press and drill out these final 2 holes and then slap some rivets in there. So here we are, it's all assembled here. Let's give it a try. This thing is overbuilt like a mofo. That's a technical term you might not be familiar with. Anyway, let's try it out. So here's my old shovel. Let's just get rid of that and go in. Oh, look at that. It is taking a scoop of coal and I'm putting that onto my fire. Oh, wow. Thing of beauty, there we go. Oh, promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but wow. Okay, we're gonna cut the camera for a second. I'm gonna shine this up so you can get a beauty look at it. And then we'll be back in a second. So aesthetically, a pretty beefy looking handle. It could be more elegant than that, but not what I was going for in this place. In this case, I wanted Odin to have something really over the top, outlandish, and badass. So you can see what I did with my little doodling with all the different chisel marks and stuff like that. And you can see there's quite a wide variety, and now I was just making it up as I went along. Infinite possibilities there, but it really adds a lot of pizzazz to just a piece of steel, and with some pretty simple tools and not a whole lot of time. So there's the shovel. Hope you like that. Please subscribe. We are making tons and tons of really cool projects, and videos are coming up in the future, so stick around. See ya. See ya.